Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, you are so welcome. If you're seeing us for the first time, we are student nurses currently based in Nigeria, and I'm Ekimini, and I have my friend here,
Wendy.
So today we are going to be telling you guys things you do that causes harm to your pubic area, how you can prevent them, and the possible cure for them. So without further ado, let's get right to the video.
We have the first one to be the folliculitis, and this folliculitis is a disease caused by bacteria. It affects your genital areas, and then it causes red bumps that has pores in it.
So the first thing that you do that can actually make that place irritated is wearing tight clothes. You know, we sometimes, especially girls, not especially, this is a girl disease, so most times most people tend to wear very tight clothing, especially when it comes to their underwears. So some people can wear tights, like their panties, and then they'll wear tights, and then they'll wear a knicker on top their tights. I know somebody that does that. So if you're that kind of person, you should know that you're exposing that area to folliculitis. Folliculitis is not like a deadly kind of disease, and it can be cured.
Yeah, it can just go on its own.
Yes, it can go on its own. So
let's just say that it's an autoimmune disease. Like once the disease comes, it's just like actually a disease that is caused by a bacteria, and the bacteria is Staphylococcus aureus. The second point is shaving, waxing, or any form of depilation, like shaving your pubic hairs. When you shave dry, sometimes you see bumps that comes with pores inside it. That's because you shave dry. If actually you shave with a shaving cream or some kind of lubricant, it will actually prevent or like minimize the rate of the folliculitis affecting your pubic areas.
So in other words, whenever you want to shave, just make sure you're applying a kind of lubrication to that area. Friction can actually make those bumps come out, and when there is pores inside, that means it is already, there is bacteria, there are infections around that area.
Yeah.
And when those infections get into the innermost part of your vagina, that means there's actually a problem.
Exactly.
So the next one is use of topical cortical steroid. So if you notice that you have any of these infections or you have any of these irritations coming out from that part of your body, you should actually go see your dermatologist. Go see your pharmacist or your doctor and explain to him or her the symptoms you are feeling and what you're experiencing, and the person will actually prescribe a drug for you. Mostly they will give you something that you can apply on the topical part of your vulva to just prevent it. So that is just it about folliculitis. So we'll be moving over to the next point. So the next one is contact dermatitis, and contact dermatitis actually occurs when, you know, that part of your vulva, when it is irritated, when it is starting to become red and it is itchy. That is what is known as contact dermatitis. It is very often, it is very common for most women. Sometimes you just feel a certain kind of pain around that area. It becomes red and it is always itching you. There is no time you'll be walking and you'll not want to scratch. That is contact dermatitis.
Yeah.
And there are actually things that causes it, which she's going to be telling us about. So one thing that causes it is
scented soap, medicated soap. It's not actually health-wise to use medicated soap to wash your vulva. Why? Because your vulva has normal floras. Those normal floras help to fight against bacteria that are trying to affect your genital areas. And when you use medicated soap, it acts against those normal flora and it tends to kill them. And when they are being destroyed, when they are destroyed, that's when you now start having all these kind of diseases, contact dermatitis, you start having itchy and redness, and then bumps.
So in other words, if you must use a soap to wash your vulva is the external part. Make sure it's not going inside. If you must use a soap, make sure it is a soap that is not methylated, that is very friendly, that is mild children, I mean baby soap are most often
And
recommended.
And it's actually good to use only water to wash your vulva.
Exactly, because that place is not as dirty as you are thinking it is. It is washing itself already from the internal part to the external part.
Yes.
So all you just need to do is use a very clean fresh water to just, you know, mesmerize the outermost part of it. So the next thing you should avoid is the use of toilet papers. You know, these toilet papers, they are infected already. You can't vouch for how clean they were from the manufacturers, and that means you don't know the amount of turbulence they've gone through before it gets to me and you. So if you must use a toilet paper to wipe your vulva after maybe using the toilet or so, make sure just be careful with it, and make sure it is hygienic. Make sure it is a very clean one.
Yeah,
you know, toilet paper, if you do it like this, you can see particles falling out of those things. Those particles are actually not very good for you.
Yes. And after defecating, when you're wiping your bum bum, like, you wipe from front to back. You don't wipe from back to front, because all these diseases that affect the vulva now, some are being caused by all the defecation and stuff like that.
So the next infection that you can contract is the Bartholin's gland cyst. Firstly, when you hear about cyst, you should know that it is a sac or pouch that is contained with pus. So Bartholin's gland are located on
the vulva. Is the thing that used to produce all those mucus stuff that used to keep the vulva wet always. So we should be talking about the disease that affects it.
So
got that side though.
So the Bartholin gland produces those mucus. Now when the Bartholin gland becomes blocked, it will now result to this Bartholin gland cyst. Now you can ask the question, what can make the Bartholin gland block? Now when you have infection, when you have an STD, STD is sexually transmitted disease. STD, sexually transmitted. Okay, that's correct. When you have an STD or any kind of urinary infection, it can cause that Bartholin's gland to block. So instead of it to be producing as much mucus as it is supposed to be producing, it will be producing less, or it will be impaired. There will be it's just going to be like, when something is blocked now, something that is supposed to be producing something, you know, when it becomes blocked, then it will not be able to produce as much. So when that happens, it becomes a disease to you. And once you have that disease where those glands are blocked, then you now start having rashes, itching, redness of that particular area, and sometimes it might be deadly too. So if you notice that these things are happening to you, all you need to do, like if you try the natural remedy, like taking care of yourself naturally at home, and it's not working, you have to go and see your pharmacist or your doctor for further investigations.
The next point is lichen planus. It is an inflammatory disease that affects the vulva, which makes it sore, itchy, and then kind of tear, and then you're having stinging effects or stinging sensation in your genital areas or your vulva.
And during painful intercourse can actually lead to this particular kind of disease. So if the intercourse was traumatic, if it was hectic, it can lead to this.
So another symptom you see and you know that you have this lichen planus is when you see white streaks, or they can be white, they can be red, pink, and then it's just like a streak or a patch on your genital area or your vulva. And when you see something like that, you can start asking yourself whether you've already contracted STD, but nope, it might be the lichen planus, or you go and check out for the lichen planus whether you already have it. But it's not like a very serious issue though. The things we're talking about is not like a very serious issue or health issue. It's just like something that can go within few months, or the severe ones can take up to 2 years before they go.
Okay, so that being said, we are going to be doing a overview of things you should do to protect your vulva from actually contracting any of these diseases. So first things first, make sure you're not putting on any tight clothing. Make sure you're not even sleeping with your panties if it is possible. If you are alone with your husband or your girlfriends, if the place you are staying is safe, that's what I'm just trying to say. Make sure you're not sleeping with extra tight or extra trousers. Some people even go as far as wearing jeans to sleep. Anyway, if you know you're not secured, like in cases of maybe where you are staying, there might be rape cases or those kind of armed robbery kind of thing, you can be protecting yourself. But other than that, make sure you are as free as a bird when you're sleeping, so that you'll be able to protect yourself from these infections when you're sleeping.
And make sure you don't use medicated soap to wash your genital areas, to wash your vulva. It is not good and it is not advisable. It just, like, to me, water alone is enough to use and wash that part, because it's just like a part that something already is protecting it from infection. So you using something medicated to wash, like you're trying to use the medicated soap or whatever to wash out the diseases or the bacteria or the viruses that are there to affect it, is not good, because you're trying to you're trying to kill the ones that are already there, protecting you already. So when you kill those ones, you become prone to many diseases. You become prone to many diseases that can affect your vulva.
Another thing is, make sure you're not buying over-the-counter drugs for your vagina, or you're not prescribing for yourself. You're not giving yourself self-medication. If you notice that you are having any kind of infection whatsoever, make sure you are seeing your doctor. Your doctor is in better position, is in a best position, or is in a better position to administer a drug for you that is going to suit your own immune system. Make sure you're not putting anything inside your vagina if it is not prescribed. All those creams that most of you people actually buy to use to tighten the vagina, those things don't work. It's actually going to cause you more harm than good. So if you must use any of those, make sure it is prescribed by a medical doctor, a licensed medical doctor, that not just any quack doctor you see on the road. Make sure you are getting it from a prescribed, a licensed medical doctor.
And make sure you wash your undies very, very well. Don't wear one undies for like a whole day. Some people do wear it for a whole, because as one undies, you're already discharging. You're a lady, yes, you're discharging. There's some fleas that are coming out from your body, or let's say mucus. And so if you don't remove it and then wash it up, take your bath and wear a fresh one and a clean one, it's going to turn out to be a disease.
That's it. And also, if you wash your undies, make sure you are putting it in a place that's direct sunlight is going to be touching it, because those direct sunlight, actually, sunlight has ultraviolet rays, which helps to kill some microbes on your clothes, actually. So if these clothes are spread on a place where sunlight is going to be touching, it's going to be killing most microbes that are there, rather than keeping it in a place where it is going to be dried by breeze. It's going to make the bacteria yield and manifest and yield forth growth fruits.
I would advise, when you're shaving, you use a lubricant. Use a lubricant to avoid friction, because and when you're shaving, just like once you use any shaving stick, you dispose it. Though I know many people do that one, but though some upbringing people don't know about that, then it's just like an informative video, so that young girls that are growing up, when they're shaving, once you become matured, you don't use one shaving bit, and when you're shaving, you use lubricant to shave, so that you don't have all these bumps.
Okay, so that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you learned one thing or two. If you did enjoy watching, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and share this video. Before we round up this video, do you have any other thing to say? You always have something to say.
I always have something to say. I understand. I always have something to say.
Okay, without nothing more to say, we are going to end this video. End the video.
I should end it. What would I say now?
See you in our next video. I beg. Wait till once talk again.
Alright. Bye guys. Don't have any other thing to say. See you guys in our next video. Bye. Love you.
Love you.